On today's menu, there is something that is irresistibly delicious. I will show you how to make chicken pakora. To tell you the truth, I love these more than fried chicken, and they are extremely easy to make. Namaskar and welcome to Curries with Bumbi. In a mixing bowl, add half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon of ground coriander, that is dhania powder, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, that is jeera powder, half a teaspoon of Kashmiri chili powder, 1 teaspoon of sweet paprika, which is totally optional, but I really like the color they bring into these pakoras, a fourth of a teaspoon of ajwain, that is carom seeds. Ajwain helps in digestion and also brings in a nice flavor, but if you cannot find it, do not worry. Use a teaspoon of dried thyme instead. Then a fourth of a teaspoon of red chili flakes, which is again optional, but I like my pakoras to be a little spicy. Then 1 teaspoon of chaat masala and a tablespoon of oil. Give a good mix. You can use any seasonings or spices of your choice. It doesn't have to be the ones I used. I also like using a teaspoon of cumin seeds and an eighth of a teaspoon of black pepper powder. Next, add the minced chicken followed by a teaspoon of finely grated ginger, a tablespoon of finely grated garlic, and 1 green chili finely chopped. You can leave out the green chili if you want to avoid the chili heat. Next, I added boiled potato. I boiled 1 medium-sized potato until it was fork tender, then mashed it and allowed it to cool down completely before adding it. Potato helps in making pakoras soft, so I highly recommend adding it. Or you can also soak a slice of bread in a little bit of milk, mash it and add it. Then a little more than half a teaspoon of salt, about 2 teaspoons of fresh lemon juice, and then a secret ingredient, that is a fourth of a teaspoon of baking soda. Baking soda helps in tenderizing the chicken and also makes the pakoras light and fluffy. Now mix everything very well. Usually I buy boneless, skinless chicken thighs and then I mince them in my food processor. I do not like using chicken breast for these kind of recipes because then the pakoras tend to be a little dry. Now after mixing everything, you can allow this to marinate for about half an hour to an hour. I didn't have that time to let it sit, so I went to the next step right away. The next step is adding a well-beaten egg, thinly sliced onion, greens of green onions, and finely chopped mint leaves. Then comes the main ingredient for making any pakora, that is half a cup of besan known as gram flour and 2 tablespoons of rice flour that brings in a nice crispiness to the outer coating. If you do not have rice flour, then you can also use cornstarch. Now all you need to do is mix everything just like kneading a dough. You can also use all-purpose flour in place of gram flour, but I would highly recommend using gram flour, that is besan, because it has this unique nutty flavor which you will be missing if you use all-purpose flour. I added a fourth of a cup more of besan as I felt the mixture was a bit too sticky. After adding the onions, you need to fry the pakoras immediately because the onions release water and may start making the mixture watery. See, the mixture will look sticky like this, like a dough. Next is frying time. Take a deep pot and oil for deep frying. Heat the pot on medium-high heat. Your oil should not be smoking hot, but it should be hot enough for that sizzle to happen when a pakora is released in the oil. You can insert a chopstick and when you see those bubbles around it, you will know the oil is hot enough. Or you can drop in a little bit of batter in the oil. If it browns up instantaneously, that means your oil is too hot. So you need to bring down the temperature a little bit before adding the pakoras. Here you saw it took a little time to brown up, so the oil is perfectly hot for the pakoras to be fried. Beginners, if you are not comfortable working with hot oil, dip a teaspoon in water, scoop out a little bit of mixture, then with the help of another spoon, gently push the mixture near to the oil. Please remember to not release it from high up because then the oil will splash. Make small pakoras because then they will cook and get fried quickly. Do not overcrowd the pot but fry in batches, few at a time. After adding the pakoras, lower the heat from medium to medium-low, more on the lower side, and let it develop that brown color gradually. Please do not move them immediately after releasing them in the oil. Let them sit in that oil undisturbed for a few minutes. Then you can turn them gently. If your oil is too hot to start with, then they will turn brown immediately after releasing in the oil, giving you this impression that they are cooked through. But that is not so, because inside they will still be uncooked. So do not add them in smoking hot oil. The immediate browning will give you an illusion that it is fully cooked. Turn them after a few minutes, and from now on you can turn them frequently so that it gets evenly cooked all around. It took me about 10 minutes to fry each batch of pakoras, but please do not stick to this time. It depends on the size and shape of your pakora, so it may take less time or maybe more. Take them out into a colander so that the excess oil drips off. I like sprinkling a little bit of chaat masala after frying each batch. Now my friends, try making a large batch because they disappear as soon as they hit that table, and by the time you realize anything, it will be all gone in the wink of an eye. Believe me my friends, I'm not kidding. It truly happens like that. They have this crispy outer coating and inside it is soft with burst of flavors when you bite onto it. This can be served as an appetizer or snack or even as a side with your main meal. I sometimes serve this with rice and dal. You can serve this with green chutney. I have a video on green chutney on my channel and I will leave that link in the description box. You can also have it as is or with some tomato ketchup. No matter with what you have, with or without dip, these will be a crowd pleaser and you will be so very proud of yourself. Please click that like button for me and I will see you next time. Bye bye.